What's going on, guys? This is Ryan here with a very special episode of Bar Time, here with my friend Dallas from Boston Beer Company. How you doing, Dallas?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Yeah, thank you for coming out. We really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
So, we're going to get right down to it. First things first, though. I want to tell you guys about a contest that we're going to be having, but it's going to be announced at the end of the video, so make sure you stay tuned to this episode of Bar Time because you don't want to miss out on it. Now, right down to it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of Boston Beer Company?
Yeah, I'd love to. Boston Beer was founded in 1984 by our fearless leader and founder, Jim Koch. He had actually found a recipe from his great-grandfather for what is now the Boston Lager. He brewed it in his kitchen and decided he wanted to pave the way for the craft beer industry, which was pretty much absent at that time back in the early 80s. And he literally packed up a bunch of the bottles that he had brewed, went door to door in Boston and sold beer out of a briefcase, and from the rest is history from there on out.
Now look at you guys now.
And it's the same recipe they brewed in the kitchen in 1984. It's pretty incredible. I mean, from everything that he did and still is doing. So
yeah, that's genuinely incredible.
Yeah.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, we're all happy about it, right? So a little history of Angry Orchard. Began in 2012. We only launched in 3 states. It was a very small launch, and it just kept growing from there. Our cidery is in Walden, New York. Our head cider maker is Ryan Burke. You may have seen him on commercials featuring Angry Orchard Rosé and the ingredients that we use out of France and across the United States. So far, so very good. Yeah.
5 years, you guys have grown so exponentially. Good for you.
Yeah,
man.
it's been a pretty incredible ride for sure.
All right, Dallas, so why don't you tell us about the new product you're bringing to Dave & Buster's, Angry Orchard Rosé?
I'd love to, man. I have some fresh bottles here. I'm not going to let go to waste, so I'd be happy to take you through some of the tasting notes, all that good stuff with our official Angry Orchard Pilsner glass. So, first of all, we just want to look at the beautiful color here of the Angry Orchard Rosé. It's got golden pink hue that we get from the special red-fleshed apples that we find in Brittany, France. Our head cider maker, Ryan Burke, went to France, and we were searching for something that could really make our cider stand out, and I think we definitely found it. These ciders bring so much to the table in regard to flavor, aroma, the color, anything that you are looking for in a rosé cider. I mean, we definitely hit it on the head with this. So you can kind of see it even clear now.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that great? So look at this beautiful pink color. I mean, that all stems from the red fleshed apples. And other apple varieties that we use are Gala, Fuji, Red Delicious, which are all a little bit more on the sweet side. So the red fleshed are a little bit more bitter. It's a perfectly balanced pair for this cider because you get this nice, not overly sweet, really well balanced, crisp rosé finish, medium bodied, is also gluten-free, all naturally gluten-free for all those out there who are gluten intolerant, which there are quite a few, right? So it's very important. It's a little bit higher alcohol than our regular crisp cider. It's 5.5%. The regular crisp is only 5. So a little bit less sweet, a little bit higher ABV, gluten-free, and delicious. Cheers.
Cheers.
And the smell on that is just incredible.
So, what would you recommend for an item off of our menu to pair well with the rosé?
Yeah, I'd love to talk about that. I've picked a few, so I'll start with appetizer. I really enjoy the chicken Caesar lettuce wraps.
Ooh, yes.
First of all, I mean, they're a great appetizer because they're light. You have the, really unctuous Caesar dressing with the Parmesan cheese, with the umami flavors. The Angry Orchard Rosé is giving you a great cut through that rich flavor of the bacon bits and the Parmesan cheese with the chicken and the dressing. So it's just gonna be a really nice palate cleanser, and it's also, the rosé is really easy drinking, light, refreshing, crisp. So very complimentary to that appetizer for sure. So as far as entree goes, and I literally order this every time I'm here. I can't get enough. Is the fire grilled salmon.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah, it's great. Has some nice Cajun flavors. Has a nice garlic herb butter melted all over the top of it. Great vegetables and a rice pilaf. But pretty much like the richness of this dish comes from that garlic herb butter. A little bit of the spicy notes from the Cajun spices that are on the salmon itself. The Angry Orchard with its a little bit of sweetness balances that out right away. And it's a really nice, again, great palate cleanser. Pairs with the salmon itself is a lot lighter fish, but overall it's just a great complimentary cider and drink choice for that dish.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah. So we can't have a full meal without dessert, right?
Oh,
Unless I like to party, so I know. But as far as desserts go here, you guys have a ton of great ones, but the one I really like to pair with rosé is the churro sundae. You can't beat it. I mean, you get the cinnamon and apples. I mean, what can go wrong? So, but the churro sundae is obviously a really nice, rich, decadent dessert. You have the ice cream, you have the churros, you have the dipping sauces. So something to be a great palate cleanser for that is the rosé. It won't be too heavy of a drink to really, overload you with sweetness. It's going to be nice and refreshing after taking a bite of that, really rich churro, and something that I think is probably the best pairing on the menu for sure. Yeah.
I was about to say probably the biggest part of that was the balance of the sweetness with the crispness of the rosé.
Absolutely. And cinnamon apples, you can't beat that, right?
Can't go wrong with that. So we've talked a lot about finding the ingredients for each and every one of your ciders, but what goes into the brewing process? Just like a quick watered down version.
So boiled down, all of our apples are hand picked. Then they are sorted, so any apples that aren't at their full potential are discarded. Then we wash them a number of times, make sure that they're pristine condition for the pressing and the juicing of the apples. And we go into fermentation, and depending on what cider that we're brewing, that will give you an estimate of how long it will be barrel aged for, how long the fermentation goes for, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
And real quick, just as a fan of the product, I love how each bottle has its own taste, and I wanted to give props to you and to everybody really who goes into it for.
I wish I had the. Thank you. I wish I was part of that. But I'm the guy that just represents it. So I'm no Ryan Burke, but yeah, we appreciate it as a whole.
Shout out to you, Ryan. Thank you for everything that you do.
Absolutely.
So our last question for you, Dallas, and then we'll get you out of here. I know you're probably a busy man, but why come to Dave & Buster's with the rosé, and who are you looking to target with the product? Who's your demographic here?
As far as rosé goes, this is across the board. A lot of people might be quick to assume that it's just women who drink rosé wines, or but it's honestly a 50-50 right now with our demographic. I mean, both men and women really, really love the rosé. I mean, it's not too sweet. It's really refreshing. Goes great for any occasion. You can be having it around a campfire with your friends, or you could be having it at a sit-down 5-star dinner. It's both classy and relaxing, and it goes great, again, with any occasion, I feel.
Well, Dallas, thank you so much. I know you're a busy man. We really appreciate you coming out and talking about Angry Orchard Rosé with us.
Absolutely. It was a pleasure. I really enjoyed talking about it today. And for everyone watching, you can find Angry Orchard now in all major grocery stores, liquor stores, all that good stuff, Total Wines, Bevmos. So enjoy. Yeah.
Thank you. And of course, you can find it here at Dave & Buster's. So make sure you come here first before you go to Bevmo.
Yeah, there you go.
What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for watching my video with Dallas from the Boston Beer Company. However, now I need to tell you all about the contest that I mentioned earlier in the video. So let's get right down to the nitty-gritty of it. First thing you need to do is take a picture of yourself enjoying a glass of Angry Orchard Rosé here at Dave & Buster's of Ontario. Next thing you need to do is tag at Dave & Buster's Ontario or at Angry Orchard Rosé, and make sure that is in your photo.
Or if you want to comment in your photo, comment hashtag DNB Ontario. And if you do that, you'll be automatically entered into our contest for 4 VIP Ontario Rain tickets, as well as a bunch of Angry Orchard swag, including an Angry Orchard jacket, an Angry Orchard ball cap, and an Angry Orchard bottle opener. This contest is going to be going on all through the month of February, so make sure you get your photos in now. Thank you guys once again so much for watching this interview, and I'll talk to you later.